Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade
the
in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into what? The Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay. This is season 10, episode 6. Six. I wonder how Tia would say it. How do they say it over there?
Six.
Is it,
Six. You
is
have
it
to say it like it's a
sex?
question. You have to say it like it's a question.
Oh. I
Every
think I
time you
just
say
said I think I just said
everything's like a
sex instead of
question.
six. Listen, I
Six.
think I said six instead of
Six.
six.
Yes, six. Like it's a question.
No,
Everything
that
sounds like
sounds
a
like
question.
sex, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, this episode is called Suns Out, Buns Out. All right. So if you guys have
Giving
not,
six.
I guess so, right? If you guys haven't already, please go ahead, do us a favor, hit that like button.
And a subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into it. And let's get shady.
Like drip on the skyline paint. Shade in the city, true hits like a banger. I said it, I meant it, no need for disclaimers. Haters right away, but they just false claimers. Concrete beats are heavy like cinder. Looking for one, but the streets feel winter. No filters, no edits, I'm raw with my splendor. My life a movie, they watching the trailer. I'm not gonna hold you. Shade in the city, there's life in the mold. You like and subscribe if you feeling the vibe. This is my word, I just let you inside. City, I'm not gonna hold you. Shade in the city, my words gon' console you. Like and subscribe if you feeling the vibe.
Okay, y'all. So we started off this episode. The ladies are still at dinner fussing, and Jazzy asks Kay, well, what do you need from me so we can move forward? So Kay hesitates, and Ashley said, you know what, you taking too long. Sleep on it, girl. Sleep on it. We ain't got time. So then Giselle lets the ladies know that they're going on another yacht for their last day, which everybody's excited to hear. And then she also brings up that, she wants to do some shady shots. So she ends up shading and spilling it on herself. And I said, that's what you get. Mhm. And so Ashley, of course,
Lord said I knew the mind.
right.
Okay.
I knew what was on your heart.
Mhm.
So, of course, the favoritism is real. She gives Ashley Duchess Darby. Then she gives Tia Stylist. And I don't know if she was being funny or if that was a real thing. Like if she was trying to poke fun at the way she dresses, or if that was like, because I was like,
No, remember they showed the clip where she was like, that she was or I guess she was a stylist or something like that. But like, I guess like that's it. Like just a stylist. I don't know.
mm. So then Jazzy gets bride slash stepmama the
That was
shade. Okay.
that.
And she absolutely clocked that and was like, I
First
see
of
you.
all, it's crazy for you to even shade the future bride. Like you brought her on the trip to celebrate the fact that she getting married and you want to call her a stepmama. Like, come on now.
And then what's even wilder, if you think about what we saw later on in this episode and how Jazzy literally talked to her weeks before and was confiding in her, yeah, that was very shady to
Yeah,
me.
so you using it against her. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Again, Jazzy, I understand you might feel a way about Kiana, but check your surroundings, okay? So Stacy's has nothing on it like everything else during this trip. Angel says chin check, and yeah, and so Kay starts busting out laughing, which I was like, it's not that funny. And then she gives Kay her shot glass, and she said, but before she gives it to her, she said, this is more confusing shade. And she tells her, yours says Giselle hater. And so all the ladies are confused, like, what? And so she said, I had a conversation with Wendy, and she let me know that Kay, still has feelings about that fight that went down at the GNA event with her and Snuffleupagus. And so Giselle's confused because she was like, I've always liked you, Kay, and shit, I've liked you even when Greg hasn't. And I said, now that I can appreciate. That shade was, I enjoyed that. Okay. So then Jazzy chimes in that, yeah, Giselle has really genuine and nice things to say about you. But Kay refutes that and says, I just want to wait till Wendy is around before we discuss it. And then we see Mr. Sunshine as they, up dancing and having fun. He's showering Jazzy with compliments. And I said, oh, I didn't catch that the first time around. I said, okay.
Oh,
So,
I did.
oh, see, I didn't.
And he was like, "You my favorite."
Mm.
Mhm.
So not until they showed it, like when they highlighted it, I didn't catch it in the first time.
Mhm.
So later, after the other ladies that went to bed, Stacey stays up talking to Ashley and Jazzy of all people. And she admits that she did go on a couple dates with Chris Samuels. They were both separated, not a big deal. I didn't sleep with the man. why is this a conversation? And I'm like, Stacey, it's a conversation because you lied. And if that's all it was, just like you said it now, you could have laid it out and put it on the floor
She doesn't
early.
realize everything she does is a conversation because she lies about it.
That part. So then the next morning, Angel says that she wants to start the day off fresh. And she doesn't want to let what happened in the past couple of days affect the last day on the trip. And so we learned that Wendy found out that she had a sinus infection, and Stacey wakes up with a bum bump on her lip. Okay. And so Stacey was like, no, it's an allergic reaction. But Ashley says in her confessional, no, she got it because she lied too much. And she compared Stacey's lips to Pinocchio's nose. And I said, well, finally, Ashley, you
Pepper
got
said
something.
she got a lion bump on her lip.
Okay. She said she got that off. What'd you say? A lion bump? Oh, a lion bump.
Mm-hmm.
I like
You
bumps.
know how you get it on your tongue?
No.
You never heard that when you get a bump on your tongue, it's called a lion tongue. I mean, a lion bump. Because you've been lying.
I don't want lion bumps or bum bumps.
Are you serious? You never heard that?
No.
You get like a bump like on the side of your tongue. My grandmother used to say it's a lion bump.
Oh, that's
For when you've been lying, yep. And it kind of hurts.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that. Thank God. So then the ladies get to the yacht, and Giselle has personalized towels for everyone, but Stacey, of course. But Giselle said, you know what? I had them when I had them made, like I said, I really wasn't sure who you were. But now I feel a little bit better about you. And it was funny. Stacey gets all excited and goes to hug her. And she said, no.
Have several seats.
Right. You're doing too much. Okay. So then Giselle gathers Kiana and Wendy, and she's like, hey, let's have this conversation, start this off so we can enjoy the rest of our day. And Wendy's like, okay, why we need to go off, and we can put it on the floor right here in front of everybody. Okay. And so Giselle asked Kay, well, when did you decide to hate me? And what have I done to you? And so Kay was like, I didn't say that I didn't like you. I was just upset, after the GNA fight because you didn't check on me. She was like, I don't understand why this is coming up because I already addressed Giselle at the reunion. So why are we talking about this again? So Giselle reminds them, look, my dad was in the hospital with brain cancer, a whole tumor. Okay. I left that event. He had surgery and then he was out of here. All right. And so she tells Kay, so you got to go to plastic surgery and get fixed, but my father is no longer here. And I said, well, Kay, you walked yourself into that one. You walked yourself into
and
that.
it still seemed like she had no remorse after that, though.
And y'all see why I don't see it for Kay this season?
It wasn't like, you know what, you're right.
Right.
I was in my own stuff. And I apologize. And I wish I could have been there more for you or whatever.
None of that.
It was giving, oh, yeah.
I said what I said.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, basically, Giselle let Kiana know, listen, I was going through my own stuff with my daddy. And but you was the furthest thing from my mind. And for you to expect me to even reach out to you during the worst time of my life,
that
but
part.
you're a high maintenance friend. And Kiana basically said that she owns that. She's a high maintenance friend.
It's the problem for me. You own it, but literally that would have been the end of our friendship.
For me, I don't know.
You let me know that it's not going to be just this time. And we see what she's going through with Wendy. Mm-hmm. This is your MO. So you don't care what everybody else has going on. Again, it's all about you. At that point, I love that Giselle was so graceful with her. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'd be like, okay, I see what it is. And we don't need to talk about it no more. I just know where I stand with you. We can't be friends. We can't be friends.
I honestly, I just wouldn't have thought that would have been the definition for high maintenance friend. I just feel like that's not a friend. I agree. I think maybe I was thinking something else for like high maintenance friend. This to me is just you're just
meaning high maintenance, meaning it takes a lot of work.
And I get that.
A lot of work because she wants someone to, I don't want to say babysit her, but she expects someone to coddle her and and we feel bad for you. And that's why they say she's high maintenance. Because it
So
doesn't
I get high maintenance friend means like it takes a lot of work, but this is selfish. Like to me, that's just not a friend.
I agree. You're
Well,
100% accurate.
anyways, okay. So Giselle said that, she didn't know that, this was giving like, I hate Giselle. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And Wendy was like, oh, that's definitely what it was given. And Kate was like, no, actually, it was Wendy that felt that way. She's the one that said, you're the worst person on the planet. And Wendy was like, boo, you ain't spilling no tea. I told
Okay.
Giselle that to her face. There's the difference. Okay. And Giselle really don't give a damn because she's like, but Kate, I've been nothing but nice to you. So really, what she's saying is, I expect that. I expected that from Wendy. You know what I'm saying? Because I was giving Wendy the business. You, on the other hand, you really had no reason to say that. Kay tries to call Wendy sneaky and a snake. Wendy's just like, I'm sneaky. I'm a snake. But no,
Right.
you're all of those things plus you're fake. Okay. You was the one blaming Ashley for what happened at the event and basically hating Giselle. So
Mm-hmm.
those are all you. Okay. So Tia tells Giselle that, she feels for her because she also lost her dad. And told Kay that, girl, you can't expect anything from Giselle for at least 3 years after burying her daddy. And Tia told Kay,
I love that Tia spoke up.
yeah. Tia told Kay basically, girl, this is the time to just get it all out right now. And Giselle said, I really feel like I've been a friend to you. And Kay was like, genuinely, yes, you have. So Kay apologized. She's like, for not expressing the magnitude that she was upset, and said that really, I guess it came from Giselle had mentioned to some people that Kay was the aggressor in the fight. I think we all kind of felt that way.
I
Um,
mean, again, I understand. And he said, I would have done the same thing for all of y'all. But the problem is, you got to admit, Snuffleupagus wasn't coming at you.
mhm.
She was coming for Candace. And yes, that's your homegirl, but you put yourself in harm's way. So what you can't do is then now be mad at everybody else because you put yourself in harm's way. That's
And
wild.
you know how I feel about Candace. She deserved to get popped a few times. So really, you should have just stayed on out of that. Okay. So basically, Giselle tells her, that she loves her and she doesn't want anything but the best for her. In case says that she receives that, but it was given like, I don't know. I think they felt like,
Oh no, you didn't hear what she said because I didn't accept it at all. What she said was, Giselle said, I want nothing but the best for you, and she said, noted. That's literally what she said, and I said, that's why I said there would be no way if I was Giselle that we got up from that conversation and we're still cool.
yeah, it
Because
was.
instead of
I
being
think
like,
I think
yeah,
they
I really
felt
want the
like
best
things
for you as well, noted.
yeah,
I was like, okay,
yeah, that
I
was
clocked you.
super weird, and it was. I think everybody else thought like everything was hashed out, but
No,
giving
and you know why it's not? Because it goes back to your point. She's selfish. So even though Giselle gave her some grace and was like, no, and I still want the best for you. And we know we've seen Giselle be nasty. So we know she's capable of. So she's giving Kiana grace right now.
Mhm.
And the fact that Kiana is, girl, play with it if you want to. You can end up the next Wendy and be on an island by yourself. You and Angel, if Angel gets a job back, because let's call a thing a thing.
So then the ladies, I mean, of course, they're gonna enjoy their time on the yacht. They jumping in the water, they having some fun. Then the ladies changed for dinner and got to a restaurant called Orchid Bay Restaurant. It did look beautiful. The views were gorgeous.
Yep.
Okay. And then they started discussing Jazzy's wedding.
It made me want to go on vacation so bad.
So Stacy was asked if she was going to the wedding. She said yes, but said she did decline to be a bridesmaid, due to family reasons. But of course, production showed the receipts where she was telling Wendy that, oh, it coincides with the launch of her line. So Giselle is in a confessional and she said Stacy was willing to throw Jazzy and that whole wedding in the trash because she didn't know if she was going to be a part of the group because she's not a real friend. And now that Jazzy is a part of the group, now she's willing to go to the wedding. So then Tia addresses Jazzy about her pics being filtered also, because we know Jazzy was getting on
on
Tia.
Tia. She said something to her. Mm-hmm.
So of course she denied it because everybody on the show was freaking denying it except for Tia. Then Jazzy told her, "You came into this group acting like you don't know what's going on." And Tia was like, "Are we mocking accents now? Like, is that what we're doing?"
And I love when Angel spoke up and she said there
She's
was
like,
definitely an accent there.
yeah, she Jazzy
That was
said,
true Pisces. She was like, I ain't in it, but she did say that.
Jazzy said, "You sat in the van and told me in a giggly way that the owner of the restaurant was looking at me 14 days before my wedding. Don't F with me. Man, have some receipts. Because what?
If I was looking for a moment was a person, it would have been Jazzy.
That was just, ma'am.
It was stupid. It was uncalled for. And that's why I love when Tia was like, you're angry. But I love how it didn't even, she was like, you're angry, darling, aren't you?
It's like, what is this? What are you doing right now?
Right. Because she was really putting 1,000 on 10. Jazzy, you ain't going to get your flute acting like this, girl. I know you want your permanent flute, but girl, get it together. Get it together. So y'all, Jazzy is really doing a lot trying to go in on Tia for saying Mr. Sunshine might be competition for Darius. Now, Tia explains the situation and said that she did talk about Jazzy about it in the van last night, and she made that comment, and she realized that, her whole mood changed. And so then I love when Bravo does the side-by-side of Mr. Sunshine and Darius, and they look like that they could be related. No shade. But what it was for me was Kiarna being like, Mr. Sunshine, really? He has 2 teeth and 2 dreads. Are we serious? And I was like, not you going in on Mr. Sunshine like that. I ain't gonna do that because I need to make it to Nevis. But Giselle said that, she knows Jazzy and Darius, and they go back again. Shout out to Bravo for the receipts. They go back to a conversation that was had 2 weeks prior between Giselle and Jazzy, where she's emotional, talking about, she was really upset about how he had lied to her, and they have a pastor that they go to counseling with, and then they have a counselor back in Maryland. So I'm happy that they're doing the work, but Giselle can also understand from messing with men that, like to get around, that, it's hard to get back to that place. And, it took them a lot to get to a place of wanting to walk down the aisle. But she don't think Jazzy was warranted for coming at Tia with no fork. So
I would have thought something like that would have made you flip out if it was like him and like his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, since he was the one that cheated. But why are you?
And that's what bothered me.
Like, he was the one that
bothered me.
Why are you?
My spoon was the fact that you are the one that, to our knowledge, has been faithful. Yet you are so terrified of this man thinking that someone might be interested in you. Girl, bye.
That's crazy.
Right.
I was like, if this ain't ass backwards.
Okay. So Tia apologizes to Jazzy, and Jazzy accepts her apology, but warns her, you better watch that shade. Okay.
I love when Tia said,
and Tia said, well, I do light shade. I do light shade. Is light shade okay? And they're like, you know what? That's fine, darling. She said, you know what? I feel like you're making fun of my accent. And then she said, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Tia is hilarious to me.
I do think, now I gotta take back my words. I do think that Tia she's like an Angela for me. And I can't even say she was like an Angela, because I actually liked Tia from the jump.
Angela.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. What I mean, like, she came on and she's new, so we're like not sure how to feel about her. We're gonna wait it out. And then
from the beginning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I can't really give her Angela, because Angela, I didn't really see it for at first, and she grew on me. But Tia, I've liked from the jump, and the more they more camera time they give her, the more that I like her. So I think that she was a great addition to the cast, and I definitely think she's gonna get her flute back next season because she's showing up.
I don't know why I couldn't think of Angela, who the heck Angela was. But I got it now.
Yeah. So then the ladies head off to prepare for Jazzy's slutty party, or you could say slutty bridal shower. Stacey says on the way back to the villa, they heard Angel and Jazzy in a heated conversation, and then on the golf ride home on the golf cart back to the villa, they hear Angel refer to someone as a stringy-haired, snaggle-tooth hussy, and that's ugly. And Stacey said, I don't know what's going on, child. It sounds like somebody came for Bobby, came for her. I don't know, child, but it sounds like a lot. I'm sure Angel's gonna let us know what's going on. Because she's a Pisces. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
The ladies are looking really slutty, which is, I mean, in theme with what Giselle wanted. Wendy said Stacey is giving international slut when it was really supposed to be, domestic slut.
Guten Tag.
But you know what? So once she started speaking German, I was like, you know what? Actually, I could probably get down with this.
Right. I was like, okay, I'm here for the creation.
Okay, you really in character though, because you speaking full on German. I was like, oh, okay.
That definitely makes a difference.
It definitely made a difference. But Stacey tried to sit down with Wendy and discuss the tea that she heard between Jazzy and Angel, and Wendy was like, "Listen, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing. Then we see Giselle is dressed as a ringmaster. Girl, I think
once Giselle did her thing, I had to give her flowers.
But I think she dressed as a ringmaster for another reason. She's gathering the hoes. Okay. While Ashley said
because it's a circus.
Ashley said she's an astronaut. Okay, ass out as expected. Hence, sun's out, buns out. Tia
ass taconaught.
Tia said she's a modest slut because who doesn't love a little mystery? And I loved Jazzy's, bridal lingerie. It was real cute. Then the ladies, they're getting ready to enjoy their time. While Angel, she said she's still a little bit bothered by the conversation that she had with Jazzy. And I mean, it didn't stop the other ladies, because they was giving lap dances, tied up Jazzy. Ashley done pulled out a chocolate body pin to use on her and then lick it off.
And all the ladies was like, oh, we didn't know it was that type of party.
Did you hear when she said, what in Jehovah?
Oh, right. But wasn't it when they were in Miami and Wendy and Mia were showing each other coochies, that these girls, when they get a little liquor in them, they like to experiment.
Yeah, but Ashley don't need no liquor. That's just always Ashley.
I was gonna say that's just Ashley, but Wendy ain't innocent either. They all, the only person I ain't never really seen get into it like that is Giselle and Robin. But everybody else, when the husbands are away, the girls will play. And after Ashley done licked Jazzy down, Stacey tells Jazzy that she's gonna give her a good German spanking. And what did she say? Say bitte or bitte. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And so all of the, clearly I need to brush up on my German. So all the ladies are surprised. They're like, oh, we didn't know Stacey was this type of freak. And I was like, I was intrigued. I said,
I thought, didn't she do something with allegedly?
No.
Allegedly do something with Ashley.
Anytime we watched them, we were like, no. So I
thought she did something with Ashley before.
Oh, maybe Ashley, but yeah, definitely. I thought you meant TJ. I was gonna say no, girl. So Jazzy was like, and so then we see Angel go to put handcuffs on Jazzy, and Jazzy was like, well, what is my crime? And so Angel said, having a big mouth. And so Jazzy was like, well, maybe me having a big mouth is why I'm getting married. I said, well, there's that part. But clearly it's not big enough because he needs more mouths. So then she takes her hand from behind her back. I guess she's double jointed, handcuffed, and then brings it to the front, which scares all of the ladies.
It was giving contortion.
Right.
It was giving really circus act.
Mm-hmm. And so Giselle was like, okay, so what was going on with that big mouth comment? And Angel was trying to deflect. And so Wendy was like, yeah, so what was y'all talking about on a golf cart earlier? So Angel explains that, someone had messaged Jazzy with incorrect information about her. And so Jazzy says that, well, yeah, but I pulled her to the side and I let her know that the person told her that, there were situations where Angel left people feeling excluded or left out, because we know Jazzy's a wag now, but was on her way to being a wag. And Angel has been one for a while.
Yeah, and they run in the same circles.
I
don't understand how that made her a big mouth.
Again.
And she waited till the cameras were down. And the mics were off.
Angel, and mind you, she didn't bring it up. Angel did. Like, as far in front of the other ladies, Angel was.
Oh, I thought you meant on
Jazzy never brought it up. So that's how I really feel like I know she wasn't trying to start no stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, Jazzy said, I've never asked other people for information when it came to her. And basically people came to me and said, Angel isn't that nice of a person that she pretends to be. So Angel tells the ladies that she befriended one of the WAG ladies, and then that lady ran off and told Bobby's agent, financial advisor, and his mentors that, she stole money and got pregnant on purpose. And I said, wow. Okay. So then apparently she found out, went back to the girl, cussed her out. And Jazzy said, well, actually, it wasn't just her. Okay. And she shares that, some of the ladies have said that, you have a reputation for being very mean and nasty. And so all the ladies are giving kudos to Jazzy because they know, look, we're here to do this for TV. So you absolutely could have brought this up, addressed it in front of everybody. And so they were like, good, kudos, Jazzy.
That's where I'm at with it. Girl, you wait till the cameras were down.
Right.
Probably nobody else heard it. Like,
right. That's why I said it was genuine. And so she tells Angel, look, I went off my perception of you, and I'm just telling you what was said, but I didn't want to let that cloud my judgment. And all the ladies are like, because they notice Angel's mood is off, and she's like, I'm just tired of this. It's just too much. And they're like, girl, that man is your whole, what are you worried about? Why are you upset?
Almost 10 years ago.
Right. And so Giselle was like, are you upset about the situation, or are you upset with Jazzy? And Angel said, well, I'm not sure. And then she runs off in misery, like we've seen her this whole trip.
Sleep on it again, so she can decide in the morning whether she's upset or she's over it.
And I said, girl, you making us look real bad. Real bad.
She ain't the only one that make y'all look bad.
Don't do that. It's several, I know.
So they're all still confused as to why Angel is even upset in the first place. Giselle said Angel really could have just kept her mouth shut, and they would have all just been having fun while Ashley and Wendy was over in the corner kissing. And you know what? When she said that, I was like, no, it was Wendy, not Stacey. That's what it was. It wasn't Stacey. So Angel, she calls Bobby to complain once again. She said that she's tired of the constant inquisition of her, and of course she's in tears. Kay goes to check on her, but she tells her that she needs a moment right now. So Kay goes back to the ladies and let them know that she's in a fragile space, but she wants to be supportive of her. I love when Angel said, listen, okay, we all know the rules of engagement, okay, and Jazzy could have brought it up in front of everyone. Okay,
absolutely.
Cameras were down, mics were down. Like we said previously, she said that she did her a solid. And they all told Jazzy that she respects how she handled it. Wendy goes, Angel is living in misery to even question Jazzy's intent, and said, it's uncomfortable for her to even engage with her. When no matter what they do, this girl always feels attacked. And based on this, I'm only going to base it on this last scene, because there were situations where I do feel like Angel was attacked. But this last scene, I don't know, it was kind of unnecessary, and I didn't feel like she needed to bring it up.
Nope. She brought it on herself.
Yeah. But you know how sometimes, Pisces do, they drink, they still be in their feelings. And
I told you before we started this wasn't going to go well.
Yeah, maybe I don't know if I don't think she intended to bring it up in front of
No, she didn't. But
I
the
think
problem is she probably had a couple drinks.
she had a couple drinks. It was still on her heart. She was feeling some type of way and said a little slick comment, and now everybody has questions.
Mm-hmm. That I can bet you almost to a T that is what happened from someone that it happens to. That's why I try not to go out in a bad mood. So, but yeah, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all thought in the comments. If you guys haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure that you guys subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms. That's the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, the IG, the BlueSky, and the Lemonade. And yeah, y'all, we will catch you next week for another round of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And I guess we get Monique, but is she going to give us anything? But yeah, y'all, we'll find out. Have a good night. Bye-bye.